But good, this is the beginning of the live stream. Actually, okay, start over. But like actually every live stream I had, I always said a mistake.
Alright.
Sorry, Shishu, can you hear now? Can you hear right now? Please check if you can hear. Or like right here also was a message.
Damn.
Can...
We still have some viewers. So.
Yeah, no, it's 30 viewers. So
awesome.
No, it's but like that shit happens. What should I tell you? Like man, the worst live stream I had was like the like connection cut it. Like the live stream was gone. I had to do a new live stream. That's the worst. Like as long as the live stream runs, it's fine. And like with the clips, it doesn't matter. Can you check? Wait, ask you to 1 second. Hey, can you check audio? But like yeah, it's not the first time this mistake happens. Actually, I think it makes it more funny sometimes. Like, what should I say? It's oh yeah, we were talking and it was all the time quiet.
All right.
But like now here when I go to right now, no, it's working. Okay, perfect. Okay, so great. Let's start over. I think.
Yeah.
So we were actually like Alexander was introducing himself. Maybe introduce yourself.
Yeah, I can do it another time. Yeah, sorry guys, we're just retarded and on mute. But yeah, I'm Alessandro. Yeah, like I've been in the space for a number of years. I currently work at Transac. I've been there for like actually a long time. We were like less than 10 people when I started there, and built the whole like BD sales growth function. So for those of you who don't know, Transac is on and off ramp. We actually do payments, so you can find us, in some of the most popular apps from MetaMask, Phantom, Trust Wallet, and so on. And I'm also one of the founders of Eat Milan, which is an annual event in Milan, Italy, about Ethereum, Web3, and everything else.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so now we can go into that one more time. Like Transac is definitely interesting for me personally because I built a mobile app, and one of my core USP is Apple paying directly into something. Like I just said on mute, like right now exploring with some of your competition, but obviously also interested in exploring with Transac, because especially what I want to do is I want to aggregate multiple providers to increase the no KYC limit.
Yeah.
So that's like I think actually a great business model will be one day on-ramp aggregator, which like routes you through like all the different
there are a few already.
Already, okay, I didn't even know. But like as a headless product, like you can just under the hood integrate one, and it under the hood has then basically all the other no KYC providers. If there's something like that.
I mean, I think not yet like this. Like so basically the two of the best aggregators today are, one is OnRamper and one is Meld, and they're slightly different. OnRamper does aggregate all of the different on-ramps across the world, and so with one integration you got all of them. And then Meld does something slightly different, so they will manage all of the API keys for you as a builder, but still you need to get into individual contracts with the different providers.
Yeah, so that's the problem I try to go around. Like I mean, this is not a product I'm building right now. I think this would be a cool B2B product, and maybe one day in the future, if you just like give one headless API and you just pay one party, and I deal with all the B2B stuff, Transact, Mercurial, Crossmint, and then also like basically give you the no KYC limits of each individual. Yeah. Once you use that up, the next one, you integrate 10, you have $10,000 no KYC limit. In theory.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think like it's interesting you're saying this. I get it. Like KYC can be a pain.
Yeah.
I think definitely we are going into a direction where there will be more regulation, there is more attention. But regulators should not forget that all the activity at the end of the day happens on chain. So I think we should be like on the loser end when it comes to, unramping. And, like at the end of the day, there will
Yeah.
be a moment where when you want to cash out,
Yeah.
and that's where, like, identity verification should happen. I also think, there is a lot of innovation that can happen at the KYC level. So I think today's resistance around KYC by the users is not just related to, hey, I don't want to, share my documents. I want to be anonymous. Certainly, like, privacy has always been like a core value of, the ecosystem and Web3 and part of the ethos of this. But at the same time, I think a lot of people, including myself, just don't want to do another KYC,
Yeah.
right? So that's a big thing, doing another KYC. And I think today we have the technology to basically also tokenize identities and keep them private.
Yeah.
And that technology is zero knowledge proof. I'm a big fan of that, and I think the real innovation would be that, like, um, in the same way we have basically tokenized, we are tokenizing by the day, like every sort of financial instruments, which like 5 years ago would sound like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like 5 years ago, there was nothing. Like, like people are just starting out on Aave, like had like 2 billion, TVL and something like that. DeFi was
Yeah.
really, really small, and it kind of grew exponentially. So I think now, between DeFi and payments, with stable coins, and tokenization of real world asset, and Bitcoin with this digital narrative, and so on, like, we have done a lot of progress.
Yes.
So all of this to say, like, the next wave of crypto, of course there will be a continuation of this, so like people will keep tokenizing stuff, but I see the next few years being focused also on other types of, not necessarily financial assets. And one of those, that it's one of the one I'm, personally, amongst the one I'm more bullish about, is for sure like identity. Like,
Yeah.
if you could have in your wallet, a token that represents your identity, maybe with with the right encryption, obviously, so you don't have to reveal actually.
There's a couple
you
of
are.
such things I think already. I think I once did it. I think actually Eve Denver, if I remember right,
Yeah.
they had that one time. I remember I wanted to get my hackathon payout, and they made me like, it called MintDAO or so? I don't
Okay.
remember. I think it was called like this, and then you have like that. It's a soulbound NFT to that wallet, and yeah, you basically had to do KYC and then you mint that NFT. But the problem is, I think more, it's not a technical problem that is possible. It's more like everyone wants to do their own thing, and yeah, it's or like, what means their own thing? Like, we don't really have a standard that like everybody like agrees on with that.
Yeah, I think certainly, um, some work needs to happen, like, for example, within like the Ethereum community, or like
Yeah.
any other competing chain. Like, I don't know, it could happen like,
I just had a comment asking someone about what are your thoughts on meme coins on Mantle. Like, very good, and it's growing. Like, that's like the thing. Sometimes I have like, people don't want to. You should get educated. We have a real conversation here, and you start asking about meme coins on Mantle. Like, yeah, I think Boys is the first meme coin on Mantle that really took off. Boys, but like, yeah. Maybe in the end we can have like a retard session, and we can go maybe ask about KYC and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, also we can discuss. I was checking meme coins on Zora. I think you should also
Yeah.
keep an eye on that. But yeah, coming back to serious stuff, like, yeah, I think it will not be possible to think that in 5 years we'll carry around wallets, not just with our assets, but also with some sort of non-financial assets. And I think one of the best candidates for that is some form of tokenized identity, and yeah, like.
No, that makes sense. Actually, let me check. Because I wrote down a couple of things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So, actually, at least also it was on the banner that I sent. So one thing is on ramping UX for retail. Um, I think for that we kindly touched. Maybe we can talk about Transact. I think this is what we could do. We could now talk about Transact and like how Transact like is approaching, on ramping and like with who you guys working. You just mentioned MetaMask,
Yeah.
and also like what products you guys have. And for example, let's say for me, or like there's one product in particular that has been super smooth with Mercurio and with Crossmint, where they just directly have, for example, FOMO. I actually don't want to share other apps here, but they have been an integrator of you know basically on ramp. I can go on Pengu, and now I can directly Apple Pay into Pengu, and it doesn't open any third party window. The internet is bad here, but oh, come on, load. What it
Yeah,
basically
actually,
does,
I tried myself this app.
yeah. So you have like then directly this. Do you guys also have like a headless product where I can under the hood have it? So the only interaction for a consumer app, or like building a consumer app with the payment processor or the on ramp, would be when the Apple Pay window comes and no
Yeah.
other interaction. Do you have such a product?
So we have like a similar product. We don't have like, so this offering from Crossmint, I think is specifically for meme coin on Solana, how they roll it out that I saw. So they allow you to directly on ramp to any meme coin on Solana.
Yeah.
So as of today, we don't have this offering. Like I think, maybe more on the boring side, but
Yeah.
on yeah, I think historically, like we did not like invest a lot on that. Like
That's a good business to look into. The fees are disgustingly high.
yeah, I know. Like like I think you can take a two different direction right now. So
Yeah.
one is certainly this one, like trying to offer like more stuff.
Yeah.
And the other one is which is the one we are trying to go. It's not like so we are going in the direction of white label APIs. So that's for sure, because today everyone wants that.
Yes.
The thing is, we are. I don't know if you follow the space a little bit, but for example, today BVNK, which is basically
I
an
know what
on-ramp,
really okay.
it's like a company that does money movement with stablecoins. So like think about companies around the world. They're waking up on stablecoins, and they're
Yeah.
trying to implement these features into their flows. And BVNK is a very young company. I think they're like only 4 or 5 years old. And today they are in talks with Coinbase, for like acquisition for $2 billion.
Also, like very like institutional, big
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
I mean, yes, in a way, like the space is becoming more institutionalized because you will have basically companies moving money around using stablecoin because it's more efficient than
Of course, it is.
Swift or whatever it is out there. And so like we are trying to more like go in this direction rather than building like meme coin specific stuff, but you can still achieve quite the same. Like we offer like USDC, and from USDC you do whatever you want. But if you want direct on ramp to meme coin, today we don't have this feature.
But could I go directly with like, so let's say your white label API integrated in my mobile app or consumer app, web app could be also, and then directly consumer apps on desktop, they actually can do on desktop also Apple Pay and Google Pay.
Yeah.
But could I achieve like, let's say, a USDC on ramp with no KYC? Like basically, the thing is also what many people don't know, or like I think many people are not aware of, this like soft KYC where you basically dox your name and like address and stuff like that. You still do, but like the user doesn't have to type it, because when you have already Apple Pay or Google Pay set up, under the hood it gets transferred.
So yeah, we have something like that. That's actually how it works with MetaMask. Regarding the KYC, so like we have like obviously a risk engine. So we'll evaluate depending on for example your country or your email age, different kind of factors.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll check on that. And if it looks good on the surface, then we'll allow you to do a no KYC transaction.
Mm.
And that's how I think, it's kind of standard. That's how most providers think about it. It's like you want to limit fraud essentially,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of chargebacks, that can happen. Like basically someone claiming that someone else stole their card, whatever,
Yeah.
and they bought Pangu, whatever,
Yeah.
and then
And the Pengu is already in the wallet.
yeah, exactly. The Pangu is gone, and you have to refund, and yeah, that's how you lose, maybe $500, and so like companies are trying to mitigate that risk.
Of course, of course. I think like especially for chargebacks, crypto is like a high risk
Yeah.
sector. Yeah, you obviously want to mitigate this as much as possible. Like how actually do you know a bit like about like how like this like risk engine, actually this interesting topic, risk engine works, or like how it like would say, like how do you try to minimize chargebacks? Because like obviously it's a big topic as well.
I mean, it's a combination of different factors. Like, um, I mean, you have tools off chain and you have tools on chain.
Mm.
So the combination of these two, like not limited to these two, obviously, gives you the ability to build something that can predict. There is no word with no chargeback. Like you can try to minimize them, but there will always be a certain amount of it.
Yeah.
Because every business has a risk tolerance, and you welcome risk as long as it's not harming your business, but it's
Yeah.
benefiting. So I mean, it's just a combination of on-chain and off-chain data. So as I mentioned, like, you could be like, working with Chainalysis, and, it will check, for example, that you're not like your wallet has not been associated with scams, or, your email is new, like, it's just been created. And obviously, if you do KYC, then you have a lot more data. You can verify.
Do you need emails?
Huh?
Do you need email addresses? Because sometimes, for example, when user just signs up with a passkey, or signs up with like, let's say, not an email, how would you like then, for example, go about, let's say, and like, let's say, making the payment, or like allowing the payment, or you
So
have
we always have email, like,
or maybe from Apple Pay. I don't know if it gives you.
yeah. So like you have an email associated to your Apple account.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's how you get the email, basically. But yeah, like you look, I think the goal of on and off ramp is to get money
Of course.
in this sector, right? And I've been there like for almost 5 years, and my thesis has always been like, these things at a certain point they are going to merge. There wouldn't be like any conception of fiat and crypto like soon enough.
Yeah.
I think now the lines are already blurring a lot with stablecoins.
Yeah.
And everyone is talking about it. And in the US, Genius Act just passed.
I actually don't know what it is.
So like Genius Act is like this big regulation that basically says that stable coins are like dollars, and they're legal tender. You can pay with stable coins. They're recognized as long as they respect certain rules, and so like there is a lot of actually geopolitics behind this move, like from Donald Trump. So like on the surface you will think, okay, Donald Trump is just like bullish on crypto, but like what is happening today, stocks all-time high, gold all-time high, Bitcoin all-time high,
Yeah.
coins pumping left and right. So
The money needs to come into the ecosystem also.
it is coming to the ecosystem, because many people are calling like for a debasement trade. So basically the theory is that everyone is skeptical or doesn't have good faith into into fiat currencies.
Yeah.
Because like the US, for example, has hit like historical highs regarding their debt, and I think nowadays, for probably like maybe not the first time in history, but like their ability to raise more like debt to print more dollars,
Yeah.
and issue like bonds is for the first time shaking a little bit, because China obviously has been growing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And it's really like questioning the US leadership.
Of course.
So what's happening is you have Trump saying, okay, how do I the US to keeps running needs a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
And in order to run, it needs a lot of that. So like you need a lot of buyers of treasuries. And so like, where would you find the buyers if like
Maybe now tap into crypto for that.
you will find them in crypto. So and how you will find them through stablecoin issuance. So that's why the Genius Act was passed. It's all like a geopolitical move to actually get more bonds issued. And
Maybe the stable coins become the next bonds. Yeah.
they are already, because behind every stablecoin there is a bond.
Yeah.
And
It's just a wrapper for a bond.
yeah, essentially, like so like it's like obviously short term money markets, but yeah, like every dollar is backed by, which is not true with banks. Banks, they are allowed to do a lot more stuff with your dollars. They don't have to keep them in money markets. So like obviously there are stress tests in banks, and they have to pass the stress test in order to demonstrate that they can actually they are good at trading customers' money. But like for stablecoin issuers, it's quite straightforward. So if you think about it from like US government perspective, it makes a lot of sense to back stablecoin issuers.
Makes sense. We got very deep into, like, let's say, geopolitical stuff and macroeconomics. Maybe we can now flip topics more into consumer and into maybe things that you excite you on chain, to like touch on that as well. So one interesting topic for me obviously is mobile apps, but like what, let's say, trends you see, and what maybe excites you about new cool consumer businesses, or in general, like things on chain. And would love to touch on it.
Yeah, so I think so what I'm excited about is really like, I think finally we are at the stage where so like so far, if you look at all the crypto landscape, it's been like obviously driven by mostly speculation, right? And so like you see like a lot of these apps, and people want to make money, and that's understandable. That's why everyone is here in the first place.
Yes.
But I see now I think there is the maturity of the industry, and there is the understanding from mainstream audience to build actually real consumer apps. So what I mean by that is there are some attempts, like one is, for example, Zora, trying to, there is a lot of crypto component into it, but I think we'll see traditional apps, like think about, I don't know, Uber, or I don't know, Spotify, or I don't know, like any app you use like on a day-to-day. Eventually I think it will have a wallet. Like my thesis is that every app with a wallet will eventually be better than an app without a wallet. And the reason is simple. Like when your users have wallets, what you can create is a microeconomy. It's enhanced, like, because like everyone can exchange value with other people, like and we grew up with apps that are very centralized, and thinking about sending 1 cent or $1 to another person has always been like very specific to financial apps. And if you think about, for example, Revolut, that has been one of the most successful apps in the recent fintech history, as well as PayPal. What do they have in common? They both have a wallet, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really new, this concept of a wallet.
Yeah,
Like,
putting it into like maybe more blockchain or like maybe that type of context. But like the thing is, PayPal, like yeah, with PayPal, I would say maybe it's like has been a long time ago. So I don't know, like wallet. You mean wallet by like really crypto wallet, or you
yeah,
mean
I mean,
wallet
like
as
also wallet in general, right? So like the fact that you have a wallet allows you to store value.
Yeah.
So when I store value, which is not sitting in my card, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I can exchange value
Yeah.
with other participants in this app, right?
Yeah.
And this is why I think, the wallet is really the killer app.
Yeah.
Of has always been, of blockchain, because that creates like.
Actually, this is very good to touch on that. I wrote an article about WalletFi and like all that stuff,
Yeah.
and like I mean, kind of I'm doing a wallet, so
Yeah, I mean, and also like from an investment perspective, maybe for your audience, they're very interested into this.
Yeah.
So there is a concept called fat wallet thesis, right?
Yes, fat app thesis.
And
like,
now fat app thesis or fat wallet thesis. Actually, fat wallet thesis and fat app thesis is the same thing.
Yeah.
Because every app has a wallet inside, and for example, they will have, for example, Zora's Privy, which has recently been acquired by Stripe.
Yeah, I saw that.
And for example, you can have Dynamic. So essentially, these are like wallet as a service provider, right? Yeah. So even with your app, obviously, who is acquiring the fees? You, right?
Yeah.
Like, that sits in the middle, operating the wallet, right, for the end users. So you capture all of the value,
and the order flow.
And this is so like for a long time, investors in blockchain thought that blockchains were where most of the value would accrue.
Yeah.
Which can be true if you think about layer one, right?
Yeah.
So as Ethereum, Solana,
yeah,
they have like block space economics. So their business is to sell block space and obviously monetize on fees.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a layer two, right? If you take all of the landscape of layer twos, rarely they've been investable.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason is that they are not capturing enough value. Like the value might sit in there, but the fees are not great.
Going to the
right?
layer one, yeah.
So something like Zora, for example, makes more sense because it's an up chain. And so it's more similar to a wallet where they power like different flows and they can capture more fees when people swap, etc. So like as a wallet, you're basically rolling up a series of you're acting like a bank, right? The bank is offering you the swap services, the FX fees, the bridge. So it's exactly the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And so you're capturing all the value, whereas like at the blockchain level, you're not capturing that much.
Yeah.
Because these transactions, they also need to be cheap. They need to be fast.
Yeah.
So if you take all of the layer twos, the ones that have been really successful are always ancillary to a better business model. So I'll give you some example. Base and Coinbase.
Yeah.
So Coinbase doesn't have the necessity to monetize on Base.
Yes.
For them, there's a growth flywheel. And actually, so their play has been like majestic, right? Because they thought, okay, we have one of the biggest, consumer cryptos. How do we grow more? We can start a blockchain because we already have the rails and we can funnel people into Base. We can incentivize people to build on Base, and like all of this flows back to then Coinbase at the end of the day because Coinbase owns Base. And the same, like actually the first blockchain to understand this is Binance. Like, Binance and BNB. Like CZ has always been like a pioneer. Like he was like the first one getting into understanding growth like to the next level. Like when he built BNB, it became extremely successful because they already had like a business that was printing money. So they didn't have the necessity, necessarily to make BNB expensive, right? And that's how and this obviously helped a lot the growth of the Binance ecosystem. And so like it's like this infinite like virtuous cycle. And I could give you more example, but essentially like
that's what many people right now hope for, that happens with Bybit and Mantle. Like that's like has been recently, like while like I don't know if you saw the memes about Chinese ecosystems. That has been right now on thing, but like it's always like the thing I would say when like you have like a strong foundation, you can then like look for the next big thing. I see one comment there that is in.
You were
okay, some spam comment. Actually, good because it didn't even show me on Twitter. But I think even that's on Twitch because I use Restream, so like I can stream on multiple platforms at the same time. So it's like right now live on YouTube, Twitch, and on Twitter. But like I pretty much only get viewers on Twitter. For YouTube, it's more like when you want to watch the recording. But actually, that like was very interesting, and like especially going into wallets. You mentioned Privy, and when it comes to Privy and the relationship with Privy and Zora, or like with Privy and many consumer apps, I feel like to some extent there's like a bit not cannibalistic, but like the problem is like like previous business model is to make it super convenient for you to just integrate them, and then like basically capture a lot of your value from what is happening with you. On like they control after all the order flow. Also, the transactions go through. Like basically the wallet Privy owns the wallet layer. Like that is like to some extent there, but like they let you walletize your product way more easy.
Right. I mean, like at the end of the day, it's a non-custodial wallet, right? So like, but it's true they own the infra. But they don't capture the fees. So like the way Privy works is you pay developer fee, right? And they have different tiers according to your scale. So like their business model is more of SaaS. Right. So it's a wallet as a service.
Alchemy now also like basically launched a competitive product to them.
I think like when it comes to consumer apps, like the next wave of consumer apps, they don't want to build all of this. Like it's really hard, by the way, to like build a secure solution. Like imagine like you even raise like a good round, right? But if you spend like a lot of your money developing your own wallet ecosystem, like it's a nightmare, right? And there are some users who like to interact with their own wallet, but for security reasons, you might as well just spin off like a Privy wallet and just top it up. So I think we have to start thinking in terms of wallet as a trail. Like I don't think we'll end up as you have like I don't think there is anything comparable to this in today's world. Like maybe the accounts. Like imagine how many accounts you have. Like for interacting with different services. It's just something normal, right? And essentially, like a wallet is just like another account you have. And so the idea of interacting always with your same account is cool. At the same time, it puts you more at risk in a way. I mean, I don't think anyone, hopefully in these audiences, going around and connecting to random website with their ledger, right? Nobody wants to do that. Like you
happened to some people already badly.
It
depends also like in what type of like the worst. I think everybody's smart enough and like has a healthy enough, like let's say intuition. But it's like not that what fucks you. It's those 3 a.m. Like in front of your laptop, or emails, or like airdrop claimer website, or like like you just like a monkey. Oh, let me click, and like when like basically you're at a weak spot, or like just like with your intuition is not there, and that's where it catches you. Because like I know a couple of people that have been drained. I also have been drained once. So
me too.
So like happened to me. Luxo airdrop claimer website, and I have been in the reverse ICO back then with them, and I thought like, okay, I participated in that, and like, let me just check, and then got trained. Luckily, not too much. It was a couple thousand I lost, but still, like, I just like lost a couple thousand by just like because I was stupid, and like I keep clicking, and I think, hey, why is this like? Why do I keep getting more and more MetaMask pop-ups? Like, why? Like, I approve it,
Yeah,
and
same.
then like you realize, oh, I've been like, 3 a.m. on my computer. I saw this, Twitter message, and they try to catch you at your worst. It's not that like we're too stupid to not see it when you're clear-minded.
Yeah, I think for me it was very similar. It was not at 3 a.m. actually, so even more stupid for me. I think it was around 7 or 8 p.m.
Mm.
I was about to go out for dinner, and I opened like Nansen airdrop. So I had just subscribed to Nansen or whatever, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like, I need to claim this airdrop.
Yeah.
And then it was a scam. Like, I kept clicking, and they drained me. Like, it was like a bit more. Like, I think around the 6 to 8,000, something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, but like you learn your lessons.
Yes.
Like, I also lost some money in BlockFi. That I had some Bitcoin there, and I lost it. So I mean, like, it's a tough word out there. Like,
It really is.
but yeah, I mean, we need to stay positive, and you learn your lessons eventually. Like, you learn what to do, and you just. I think the best is just keep a ledger with most of your most of your crypto, and then you keep like a hot wallet. Like,
Yes.
I think Rabbi does a really good job. Like,
Rabbi is a good wallet, yeah.
it's very good also because it gives you like a simulation. I think it was one of the first wallets alongside, I mean, obviously DBank, which is Rabbi is a product of DBank. They were giving you simulation, like, so you could see what will happen once you sign, and this would have saved my ass, right? Like, and you have some stuff like Blockade, which are.
What I know I have is like Scam Sniffer. It's a Chrome extension, and it basically every time simulates the transaction before I sign. So like it will give me a fat warning, even sometimes on legit transactions. For example, if I give an approval which is higher than like what I want to, when it's like infinite approvals or stuff like this already. But yeah, I think one topic we can still touch on, and I think then we had like, I think, a very good conversation. I think we can get like a couple very good clips from this.
Yeah.
What infra matters for app builders? I mean, like, I kind of we partly touched on that already with Privy, and like, let's say, and with infra, I don't mean like we don't need to go into like oracles and all that stuff or whatever. More so, what's like the standards, let's say, how we call it, cookbook for a consumer app. So it should have an on ramp, a good one, maybe wallet service. What how would you like, maybe say?
So I think the most important thing is people, like, it depends what you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think there are two trends here at play.
Yeah.
So one trend is we are going through a change of like where like there is basically hyper financialization of it, right? And crypto is the playground for this. And for many years people have been building this stuff and trying to tokenize stuff. So when you tokenize stuff, then you're like basically creating markets that were not existing, right? So that's a fact. It is happening, and it will keep happening. At the same time, the UX has been like horrible for years, right?
Still is to some extent, but it got better.
So I think the cookbook here is abstraction, cheap on ramp. Like, it should be almost zero. Like, it should be like when so what I think will happen at the end of this, trend is when you pay, for example, on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
It is free for you.
Yeah.
So why is that?
The value
Because
capture somewhere else.
the value is captured somewhere else,
Yeah.
and also it is likely that Amazon is paying a fee to the payment processor. So today we are still in the phase where like you don't want to pay that fee because you don't know where your margin is. So my advice even to you, right?
Yeah.
So for example, you're building an app with really high margins.
Yeah.
So why would you care about, that 1%, whatever, 2% that you owe to the payment processor, which could be Transact, could be Stripe, could be Mercury, right?
Yeah.
So we will see more and more apps which are free to get in, because that's not the problem. Like the fact that you have to get in, it is something that happens everywhere else. Like, Shopify, for sure. Like, I organize Eat Milan, for example.
Yeah.
You will be astonished by the fee that you have to pay to Luma or Eventbrite.
Yeah.
It's in the 5% range.
Crazy.
It's crazy, 7% range. So you will think, oh, on-ramp is expensive. Look at Eventbrite. Look at Stripe. Stripe, they charge 3.5%
it's
to
disgusting.
traditional businesses. I'm not talking about crypto here.
Yeah.
So that's a fact. Like, there is a fee, and that fee, that entry fee, should be ideally as low as possible, or completely sponsored by the app itself, right? So that's rule number one. Rule number two, make it as easy as possible. Like, people shouldn't know, like avoid any jargon, avoid anything. Like, people don't know about, most services they use. Like, OpenAI, imagine if they would expose you to, the thinking and the math behind, behind like their LLM. You would just go crazy. You would be like, oh, I don't understand.
Yeah, you use it.
Why would we expose, Block Explorer and stuff like that? Yes, you can offer that option to someone that understands and wants to dig in, because, transparency is a value and it should be there, but it should not be the standard. Like, so, yeah, that's what I think about. And that bonus point is, try to think, like, if you're a builder, like, try to think, like, of what has not been built yet. Because today everyone is trying to build right now, like, perps or, some trading apps.
Exactly.
There are so many clones of this, and, it makes sense. I think, the margins are really high, really good. There are traders.
Also, the problem is here with perps is like everyone. I actually have a perps platform. When you go on perps.funny.money, like I have a perps but I don't know if you know Orderly. So it's like with all those Hyperliquid or Orderly integrations, or like those are the two most popular. There's like a boilerplate open source front end that you can use, and you just plug it into the order book. So you can really just get a perps market live in a matter of a couple days. So like if you fast even in one day, that's like very, very easy. But like the thing is, it's not that much competitive business as many think, because on the like only perp markets that have their own order books, they make really money. But like when I'm now basically just a front end for your order book, then like it will always be cheaper and better for you to use Hyperliquid directly than like use another front end. So the only way you can then make money is like you differentiate. So let's say I'm a mobile front end for order books, so I can justify a fee on top of the Hyperliquid fee, but else it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I think
but it's a big trend right now.
Most people don't care, right? Like I used, for example, Rabbi to swap and bridge.
Now they have Hyperliquid.
There is a fee, right, on Rabbi. Like personally, I don't really check it. Like like I just want the convenience to swap there. Like, and there are lots of users like me. They just want to swap, get it done. Of course, like maybe if I'm doing a brick trade, that's different. Like I'm gonna go to 1inch, I'm gonna go to DeFi Llama, I'm gonna check. But if I'm swapping like, I don't know, 1K, 2K, something like that, it's not gonna change my life, right? If I save or $5 or something. So like, I don't know. Like I think everyone has to make money somehow. Like so,
of course.
Sometimes I feel like this industry is very like, for a long time, has been like very, very careful about monetizing services, which I think is a mistake, because at the end of the day, everyone needs to eat. Like I'm
Yes.
providing a service, I'm giving you, you know, as a Rappi users, like the value they're providing me, like it's much more than, you know, the fee that I'm paying when I swap. Like the fact that, you know, they give me a white list, they give me comfort to, you know, use their wallet. Either you have like a monthly fee that, okay, to use Rappi, you to pay this, or
Yeah.
they have somehow, you know, to monetize.
And probably they make more money like this.
Yeah, they make more money, and you know, I think it's fair. Like,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I think, you know, now obviously, trading and perps has been there forever. Like, even in perps not, because it's true innovation that was
Yeah.
built in crypto, but you know, in TradFi you have CFDs,
Yeah.
right? So CFDs, they're derivatives contracts, and you know, I'm sure like some people in your audience have used, like, for example, eToro. eToro has, you know, only pretty much only CFDs, which are
Yeah.
a contract for difference, which is different from a perp, from a financial engineering standpoint. But I mean, they have like huge margins.
Yes.
basically.
They're disgusting. Especially the less crypto native it is, the more like they can like find a more stupid person that they can just give higher fees to. And like I feel like eToro was very mainstream marketed,
Yeah.
so that's like where they can just allow themselves, where they have less sophisticated users, less fee sensitive users, and you get there. But like to get back on that point, and I think this is also good. Like I think we had a good, I think 50 minutes or so, almost an hour live stream.
Yeah.
Good thing to touch on there is. What you just said, like do something that is like maybe not like right now in the trend that much, or like perps and like is right now thing, but like I think mobile apps are not that much in the trend as they maybe should be. I think for many reasons they never really took off in crypto. I mean, okay, to be fair, when you count Robinhood as crypto, would they have crypto products, or when you like no one talks about how much volume they make, or if account in like Binance mobile app, or Bybit, there is a lot, but like I would say in like on-chain crypto mobile, it's not much there. And would love to hear your thoughts on this, and like in general maybe trends you see, like what could be a narrative in like 3 to 6 months from now.
So I mean, first, like on Robinhood. So actually, Robinhood EU is completely built on crypto rails. So because I think they had like some regulatory issues, so they didn't want to launch they're probably not licensed to launch the equivalent that they have in the US.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure would be super successful, because people love Robinhood. I would have downloaded Robinhood, the moment it would have been available. They have Robinhood EU, which is completely built on crypto and on blockchain, but they created such a simple interface. I think they only have like 2 or 3 buttons. It's insanely simple, and so that's an example of a great app. Yeah. Because these are just building blocks, right? So like when you think about a bank, imagine the complexity that's behind the bank, and like we have seen the trend with Revolut and stuff to simplify. So the number one rule is simplifying the game, right? Taking like good stuff and simplifying. So if you want to build a great fintech app,
yeah,
there are so many things you can take from this market. You can take yield from Aave, right, and integrate it into your app. So someone can deposit stable coins, they can deposit, they can make money, right? If you should feel like a bank, you can integrate a card, you can integrate perps, you can integrate spot market, right?
Yeah.
But just depending on your user base. And I will imagine, funny.money, like you're catering to a large user base. So my advice to you is like, think like, just give different options, because some people will be like more prone to, taking big risks.
Yeah.
And they will maybe try to gamble, 200-300 euros. Some other users will make money. So once you make money, maybe you're thinking, oh, okay, like I want to, maybe cash out some of that.
Yeah.
But if you offer them a yield product,
Yeah.
then they might not cash out. And for you, that's another revenue stream, right?
Yeah.
So the name of the game is retention.
Yes,
You
obviously.
know, retention.
That's why Axiom and so on, they all have
right.
price. Yeah.
They, so you can do the same. Like and many, wallets are doing this. Phantom is doing this. Paradox is doing this. Like everyone realized, okay, I need to act and become like a bank, right? And so that's what.
Okay, I don't know why it. Okay, my camera went off. Okay, the last couple minutes we do like this. Okay, we can just do
Yeah,
like this for the last couple
fine.
minutes.
No, so I was saying, I don't know where it cut off, but
There's always problems with live
Yeah.
streams.
I was saying, guys, like the name of the game is gonna be to simplify. So I'm sure this guy will do an amazing job with funny.money. Like, and any builder should think about how much complexity is goes behind traditional apps, right? And I think the more you're able to simplify and takes bits and pieces of great infrastructure, and one of them that I want to mention is, for example, Aave. Like you can get yield from Aave and put it in any app.
Yeah.
And you can take perps from Hyperliquid and put it in any app, right? So take these building blocks and you can build like something useful.
Let me just put it here. I think
A
that's
trend,
it.
a trend that has been like immensely successful, for example, in emerging economies, are like stablecoin banks.
Yeah.
And you would think, oh, that's such an easy product. So all it does is literally like allowing people to send stablecoin and cash out. Like that's the
I
only.
actually like this camera angle more, but yeah,
It's very nice. This is one example. Stablecoin apps. You would think, oh, that's so stupid. Anyone can build this.
But like, it's usually the best things.
And for example, Cast, right? Like Cast.money, I believe.
Yeah, like the Solana.
All they do is a card.
Yeah.
That there is nothing else. So you can take either one of these approach and just do one thing and do it very well.
Yeah.
Or if you're more ambitious, just get your basics right. Try to offer like more options.
Yeah.
You will have better margins, obviously, building a perps app. But yeah, like think about how do you retain your users. And in terms of trends, like top trends that I see, I think perps and Hyperliquid will stay strong. First, because Hyperliquid will had like a lot more markets that today are not there. Today
they will finish in this listings also soon.
Yeah, today you only have crypto.
Yeah.
We will have gold on Hyperliquid. We'll have commodities. We'll have stocks. We'll have money markets. We'll have maybe everything you can think about. Like will be on Hyperliquid somehow in the next 5 years. And I think there will be there is already a trend in terms of payments. So stablecoin powered payments across the globe. We'll see a lot of remittance apps, and that's a second trend. And in general, like payments will probably run somehow on stablecoins, and companies will move around money with that. And we will also see somewhere in the future, like some companies having like transparent balance sheets, because you can see how they move money, right? Like Web3 business. Third, I think we'll see new asset classes coming on chain, and that will be also fueling the creator economy. So I think we will see more apps like Zora, more people trying to use blockchain for settlement for different use cases. including music, including video.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if in 5 to 10 years we'll have decentralized version of Netflix, decentralized Spotify, decentralized Uber. Like, people have been talking about this stuff like for a long time, but people will build these things eventually. And I think that's what I'm
very
excited
good
about.
answers.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on my live stream, and
Very good.
two interruptions. This time was usually I mean, like, I had one, but like I had one for for 5 minutes we had camera problems, so this one was not that bad. Yeah, now the camera's off.
All right.
I don't know why that went off, but like let me see.
It was great.
No, I think there's no other questions there, and like, thank you guys for and as you know, there will come clips. Usually what I do, I then like schedule them out of the next 2 weeks. There will be regularly like
Amazing
pieces from this conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Great. Ending this